if they all had the spine that Ted Cruz has, we would win this thing. Did you see him stand up to Van Jones yesterday?
Yeah, do you have that audio?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to this audio, Van Jones.
Do you think that in the reflection of your own heart, you might say, you know what, I'm a new kid here, I think I owe you guys an apology?
Van, I know you desperately want to change the topic from Obamacare. And it is striking.
From the default?
Hold on, let me answer your question.
From the default?
Let me
the destruction of the world economy?
Van, let me answer,
yes, sir,
let me answer your question.
Hang on just a second.
Listen to the way they try to frame this. The destruction of the world economy. Yeah. Really, Van? Is
the
that
destruction of the world economy. And you'll notice, and I just want you to know, I'm a communist revolutionary. Mm-hmm. And in the center of your heart, you know, that heart part, that love part, don't you think you owe people an apology? You're a communist revolutionary, Van Jones. Mm-hmm. You're a communist revolutionary. That's what should be said underneath his name at CNN. Van Jones, communist revolutionary.
Unlikely, I would say. But,
I know,
very
but
unlikely,
that is exactly who he is. This guy is one of the most dangerous men in America.
And he pulls
because
off
he's
this
a chameleon.
nonsense. Oh, yeah,
he's a chameleon. He is one of the best performers on television. He is 10 times the performer that the president is, and he is 10 times the Marxist communist that the president is. The president is a wannabe. I think his wife is much more extreme than he is, and I don't think he's all that courageous. I think the guy's a coward. In the end, I would not be surprised, and I mean this as analysis and not. I don't mean this to be cruel or anything else. I really do believe there are times that the president cries himself to sleep, wondering why people don't like him and why this is all happening to him. I really, really, truly believe that. Van Jones is a communist revolutionary, and the guy spends time studying. He didn't study Ted Cruz enough. And I will guarantee you that it won't go this well next time, because Van Jones studies people, and then he knows exactly how they're going to move. He's a brilliant man, extraordinarily dangerous.
Democrats in this town do not want to discuss Obamacare. Why? Because it isn't working. We saw this week President Obama's approval ratings are at 37%, the lowest it has ever been. The Wall Street Journal poll just came out. And Democrats have the lowest support among the middle class they've had in 40 years of polling. Why is it? And why is it? And it's for two reasons. Number one, because House Republicans are working to fund vital government priorities. They've passed 14 bills to do it, and President Obama and the Democrats refused to negotiate. And number two, it is because House Republicans are listening to the millions of Americans who are losing their jobs, who are being pushed into part-time work, who are facing skyrocketing health insurance. Great stuff.
Do you agree with this? Is this your analysis?
Stop just a second. Notice what he just did. Notice what he did. As soon as he started getting into the facts of people are losing their jobs, they are being forced into part-time jobs, they're losing their health care that they like, Van Jones jumps in. And he gives it to some guy in a toupee. I don't even know who this guy is. He was like a clown.
Yeah, I don't know who he was either, but
he
didn't answer any of that.
No.
Well, this is all great stuff. Do you agree with this? Well, he just slapped you down. He just slapped you silly, metaphorically. And you've got no response to it because Ted Cruz just eviscerated you with all the facts.
Ted Cruz is, I think Ted Cruz is, I'm not a big fan of his style, and I think it's because he's Texan, and when I think of Texan, I think of George Bush, and I think of that, look, let me just tell you this right now. Let me just tell you.
Well, he sounds like H.W. Well,
yeah.
He actually sounds like, we've done this. He sounds like Dana Carvey doing H.W. Bush. Not getting dead.
Yeah, he does. And so that's the only thing that, to me, that's the only thing that I don't like is just the tonality of his voice. But that's ridiculous.
Can't do much about that.
You can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
You get past that, and you actually listen to him. He is a brilliant, brilliant man.
Yeah.
And is obviously a prosecutor.
Yeah, that's why his law firm used him.
That's right.
At the Supreme Court.
I mean, he'll eviscerate you. He'll just eviscerate you. And to see somebody give Van Jones a slapdown is quite satisfying. If you ever think that CNN is rational, normal, not a leftist organization.
Look who they hired.
Look what they hired. They put a communist revolutionary on, and they just treat him like he's just a normal guy. He's center. He's center. No, he's not. No, he's not.
He does a really good job of portraying himself as such, though. He's gone from communist revolutionary, but he explained that. He explained we've got to drop the rhetoric for the means.
The radical pose for
the
radical
pose for the radical ends.
And he's
so that's
really
what he's
good
done.
at doing
I
it.
mean, and if anybody is, if CNN had any honesty and integrity at all, they would say that. They would say, communist revolutionary who says, drop the radical pose for the radical ends. And so, Van Jones, we know who you are, and we want to get your opinion here, but please stop with the heart part. We know who you are. We know who you are.
So disingenuous.
You in your own words, drop the radical pose for the radical ends. You're a very smart man. You know the best way to do it is to get to the youth, to appear very, very holy and very kind, and just... I'm just a puppy dog, and I'm laying on my back.
We just disagree, but I love you.
I love you. I love you. I'm laying on my back here. Don't hurt me. He is a communist revolutionary.
No, and he's a guy who's admitted over and over again that he changes his message to go to the audience. He goes to an African-American audience. His message is different, as he's admitted.
Yeah, don't we have him on tape where some reporter was like, what is that? What was that?
Yeah, he said, that's my street talk.
That's my street talk. Had to talk like that.
It was an interview, though, or a print interview, I believe.
Print interview.
Yeah.
And remember, everybody always says, because the president goes in and he does, I think, a very hokey, and Barack Obama Jr. was born. Yeah. He does this hokey thing because he didn't grow up here. He doesn't know that. He didn't grow up here. He didn't grow up in the South.
We know about Hillary Clinton as attempting the same thing.
Exactly right.
Mm-hmm. Trying to relate.
Van Jones can actually do it, and he is an actor. He studies it to be able to get it right. You want to talk about transparent and frauds of frauds. It's Van Jones. And Van Jones has been washed over and over again by the best organizations. And when we took him out the first time, he went back, and now he's been washed again.
Went directly to the Center for American Progress, who did the first laundry job on him.
And then they went to send him to Princeton, where they made him an adjunct professor, so they could wash him clean there. How come Rush Limbaugh is not an adjunct professor? Why am I not an adjunct professor of media studies or American history? Why am I? How is this communist revolutionary activist an adjunct professor at Princeton University?
You know the answer to
that.
No,
I know the answer. No, it's rhetorical, but this is a suggestion to universities that are like Liberty, Hillsdale, BYU. You need to, if you really think that you can eat around the edges and just kind of be like, oh, yeah, well, we're just kind of happy. We're just not going to get involved in all that stuff. When the rest of the university system is washing and giving credibility to people like Van Jones, you're crazy. You're crazy because you're not going to have anybody left. You need to make sure that the people who are standing up for your right to say what you believe, that you're bolstering them, you're helping them, and you're helping show that, no, they just have a different opinion. And at least these guys are open about it. Where Van Jones isn't. We're at least open. The reason why Van Jones, can be viewed as this moderate is because he doesn't tell you what he believes.
He used to. But he realized his mistake there, and now he doesn't do that anymore.
Exactly right.